our user growth drives everything. You know, as I think about the service and what we're trying to accomplish and why we have to achieve what we have to achieve, it's entirely in service to reach every person on the planet. All of the benefits of the business and growing the business and extending the platform are derived from that. So I think it's fair to say that, you know, we had a product meeting yesterday where people started laughing about this, and we were describing a new capability we wanted to deliver, and one of the product managers in the meeting said, and you know, we think this will have a positive impact on revenue because X, Y, Z. And a couple of people in the room started giggling because they said, this is where Dick's going to tell you that, you know, don't ever bring that into the meeting. The idea is to deliver great user experiences. We'll figure out how to build a business if we're delivering great user experiences that more people come to.
So you've mentioned that tension can be healthy, competition is healthy. How do you keep employees and your team focused on the product and on consumers when it certainly seems like your primary rival, Facebook, is making a lot of aggressive moves lately? There's the whole Instagram thing. They just rearranged their news feed.
We have a really clear notion of where we want to go as a company and with the product. In fact, I should say products now, as we've got Vine in the market as well. We've acquired Crashalytics and other things that we're doing. So we have a very, very specific, clear, and shared understanding of where we're taking those things. And I think it's fair to say that we don't let other companies' decisions affect the way we think about where we're going. Obviously, you have to understand the competitive landscape and know what other people are doing in the space so that you can be thoughtful about whether you need to move faster on something or prioritize this over that in a particular quarter. But in the general scheme of things, in the overall vision of where we're going, we don't let those other things change our notion of what we're trying to be. So
speaking of all that noise then out there on Wall Street, I'm assuming you're not going to tell me if or when Twitter's going public, right?
I'll tell you this, and I know it's going to sound like a broken record, but you know, we feel like we're building the global town square. And when we talk about, we just had an all-hands meeting this morning, and we talked about the fact that we're building this global town square, and we see every day more and more examples from around the world of how Twitter is changing the way people live, how they communicate, and how we interact in real time in public in a direct, multi-directional, unfiltered, conversational way. And as long as we deliver the kinds of capabilities in the product that fulfill that obligation to building the global town square, all the other things that we want to do as a business will take care of themselves.
So in the past, you've said the board in the boardroom has never discussed an IPO. Is that still the case?
We are solely focused on building this global town square, and all the benefits of the business and the way we think about growing the business will fall from that.
What's your birthday wish for Twitter?
I think, you know, my birthday wish for Twitter is that 7 is just the beginning, right? You know, people always, there's a question that people will ask at conferences, you know, when you're on a technology panel. They'll say, you know, what inning are we in, right? Are we in the, and it's a kind of a cliche question, but my birthday wish for Twitter is that we will look back on 7 as, wow, remember when we were only 7 and the company was just getting started? That's my wish for the company.
Or that the game is never going to end.
That's right.
Just one last question. You know, when you got this job a couple of years ago, it was a big deal. Now it's an even bigger deal. Being the CEO of Twitter, you are traveling around the world. You're working incredibly hard. You're in a suite at the Super Bowl. You're having dinner with Jay-Z. I'm just curious, what's the ride been like for you?
Those are the things that, you know, show up in my Twitter feed. The things that don't show up in the Twitter feed are, you know,
the blessing and the curse of Twitter.
The 2 a.m., 3 a.m. phone calls. I have the best job in the world. I couldn't be happier. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing.